I did get my eyebrows done though, so I was like, fuck it, let's do a story time.
I just wanna make you feel okay.
Hey guys, it's me again, and I am back with a story time. Yesterday was fun, to say the least, but I ended up with a new phone, so let's dive right in. So I pre-ordered this phone about 2 weeks ago. I came into Best Buy and I pre-ordered through Best Buy because they had a promotion where if you pre-ordered the Samsung Galaxy S10 or S10 Plus, I don't know about the S10e, which is like the smaller version of those two, you would receive the Samsung Galaxy Buds for free, which the Samsung Galaxy Buds are just like the Apple AirPods, except better. I also wanted to trade in my Galaxy Note 8 for the Galaxy S10 Plus. And when I pre-ordered the phone, they said, okay, we will give you a $550 credit that you can use as a down payment towards this phone. And I was like, great, because this is a $1,000 phone, take off $550, it's going to be a $450 phone. Divide that by 24 because it's a two-year, installment for the phone payments. And I'm paying, I think, $17 a month for the phone as opposed to $41 for my Galaxy Note 8. So that was a fantastic deal. I go in yesterday and, I do the trade-in process, and the guy's like, so Verizon is only letting us do a $50 down payment or something along those lines. Best Buy had also done a promotion where you get $50, just for trading in the phone, and then plus the $550, so technically $600, I believe. So I do the $50 deposit, and they're like, we'll just give you the $550 on a Best Buy gift card if that's okay. I was like, yeah. That's a Best Buy gift card for $550. Do you know how much stuff at Best Buy I can get for $550? Not much, but that's money. I pre-ordered the phone and it came in yesterday because yesterday was launch day of those three phones. So yesterday started out, went to Best Buy around 10, went in, got my Galaxy S10 Plus, transferred everything from my Galaxy Note 8 to the Galaxy S10 Plus, did all that. Everything was fine and dandy, and I was super stoked. I put my new phone case on my phone that I got. Well, it's not in here, but this is the case box. I got the OtterBox Symmetry case in the Stardust color so that you could see the Prism White color. It's so beautiful. I left the store and everything was still, like, I was getting my apps and whatnot. I was setting up my apps. I was putting in all my account information, all that. And then the phone said it had a system update. I was like, okay, cool. It's just gonna, update right quick and then everything will be fine. And then I updated it, and then that's when everything started. It updated, and then everything kept crashing, stopping. I needed to force close stuff. When I hit a certain button, it wouldn't register that button. So, as impatient people do, you tap, 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 why isn't this working? And it still wasn't clicking that button. And I was like, okay, great. Fantastic. Brand new phone. It's already buggy. Great. So I had pre-ordered this phone, and I got it on launch day, and it was already acting buggy, and I was getting really upset because I had waited 2 weeks for this phone, and I just get a buggy phone. So, it's doing the thing where it's not hitting the button, and all of a sudden it shuts off. And I'm like, what's going on? And then it turns back on, and it has the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, secured by Knox, powered by Android. I'm on that screen. A couple minutes go by, still on that screen. A few more minutes go by, still on that screen. So I take a trip back to Best Buy, and I'm like, hey, this has been doing this for 15 minutes. Can you fix this? And they're like, yeah, sure, let's take it to the Geek Squad guys and we'll get it figured out over there. So they take the phone over there and it's a good 10 minutes. And she brings the phone back and it's on the screen like, I don't know how to describe it. I want to call it the developer screen. And she tells me, okay, so I had them do a soft reset and you have one of two options. First option is to factory reset everything and hope that this all goes away. However, if your stuff isn't backed up, that's going to be deleted forever. And I can't remember the second thing that she asked me to do because I didn't do that second thing. I chose to do the factory reset. I didn't have that many pictures up there because I had already transferred my pictures via SD card to my laptop, and I had the whole month of February's pictures and then like whatever I had from March, and then, you know, my contacts, my music, my apps, all that stuff was gone. But she turned it on and everything was all right, and I'm downloading the apps and it keeps saying that like the game launcher was stopping and stuff like that, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, what is up with this phone? And I'm downloading apps. I downloaded, I think, the basics. Facebook, Messenger, Snapchat, Instagram. And that was it for right now. Because I was just like, let me see if these work. And I kept trying to open Facebook. And Facebook was the only one that was not opening. Like, it would bring up like it was trying to open, and then it would go right back to the home screen. And I'm getting so stressed out and I'm about to have a mental breakdown because, like I said, I waited 2 weeks for this phone. I was super excited for it, you know, launch day. It was such a beautiful phone. And so I decided to factory reset it again. And after the factory reset, everything was fine. You know, I'm downloading the apps. Hey Google, set the color to purple.
Okay, changing the lights to purple.
That looks so much better. All the apps are opening, all the apps are functioning, everything's good, everything's peachy, everything's perfect. I'm sitting there, I'm still, you know, I'm holding off, I'm making sure everything is working before I decide to leave. While I'm tinkering with this phone and making sure that everything's good, a Samsung guy walks in. He's got a little, you know, Samsung emblem, and he's like, hey, how you doing? And I'm like, great, I'm just dealing with this phone. You know, it didn't act right a second ago, but it's good now. You know, all the apps are running fine. He's like, well, good. And he's putting up balloons up by the Samsung demos saying that, you know, it's out now. And they were really pretty balloons. They were that, like, silver, but also, like, rainbow color. He was like, do you want a shirt? What size are you? I'm like, medium. He, sure enough, gives me a medium Galaxy S10 shirt. And it's so pretty. I love it. And then also on the back it has Samsung on it. I'm thinking, well, at least I get a shirt for all my troubles. And then he asks for a picture, you know, holding the box. And I was like, okay, it's fine. Sounds good. And then he talks to me about, you know, phone cases and whatnot, even though I already have my phone case on my phone. I guess he didn't see that, but he brings out 3 different phones out of his pocket. And I'm like, and he's like, yeah, I've got a lot of phones. But he brings out 3 different phones, all with 3 different cases, and he's like, yeah, this one's good for this one's good for this one's good for this. But they're all good cases. You know, I recommend all of them. But then after that, he doesn't really talk to me much, and he goes on his merry way. And I leave Best Buy, and that's when my phone shuts off and goes back to that stupid screen. So I go back to Best Buy, and I'm like, it did it again. Literally didn't even pretty much leave the parking lot. Can you fix it? They soft reset it, and then they factory reset it again. I had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I had about 4 Best Buy associates from the mobile department helping me out with this one phone. And they were there the whole time I was there practically. And then the Geek Squad guys, but I didn't see any of them. So one of the guys is giving me options. He's like, hey, because you pre-ordered this, if you do a refund, they might take back your Galaxy Buds offer since you won't be receiving the phone that you pre-ordered and that you ordered. So I highly recommend you call Samsung and tell them what's going on and say, hey, I still want to get these buds because I pre-ordered this phone, but I got a defective pre-order phone. So he was like, just call them and ask them to get that situated. And then he said something about calling Verizon or going to Verizon and seeing if they have any in stock. And I thought he said another option, but I don't quite remember what that other option was. So I call Samsung and they tell me to go through to the Samsung promotion department. And I call them and they apparently have a high call volume. So I'm sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting. And I'm like, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna call Verizon right quick and see if they have any of this in stock. But I said, fuck it. I'm gonna hang up. I'm gonna call the local Verizon store. There's 3 in Greenville. So I was like, one of them is bound to have this same exact phone. So I try to get a hold of the first one that came up on my Google search. At this point, my phone's acting fine for now. Call Verizon from Best Buy's phone because I didn't want anything to mess up on my phone. And I get through to somebody. I tell her what's going on. And she was like, I'm sorry, we're still shipping out the pre-orders. And I'm like, so you guys don't have any there in the store? And she was like, I'm so sorry. This is the telecommunications number or something. Like, not the store. It was like the customer service through Verizon. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I thought I was talking to the store. And she was like, no. And I'm so sorry about, what happened. And I hope you get everything situated. And I'm like, thank you. And I hang up. And the lady that was helping me out, she was suggesting other options. She was like, hey, I know you're not going to want to go home with this defective phone, but we have a couple options for you. You can either go with a black version of a larger gigabyte, or you can get one of our prepaid phones, and it'll only be like $20 today until we can order you your phone and have it come in, and you can just come back and you can just return that other phone. There won't be a restocking fee. And I'm sitting here, I'm on the verge of tears because I'm like, this is the phone I've been wanting since the Galaxy Unpacked video, and I had waited so long. I had worked 8 days straight, minus being sick for one of those days and having to call out. I was like, well, technically this is still my phone. So I'm gonna take this phone, I'm gonna go to Verizon, I'm gonna ask them if they have any in stock. And then if they do, I'm going to return the phone through Best Buy and then go back to Verizon and get that phone and just do an even switch. And everything will be fine. Because obviously this is a defective phone. So I go to Verizon and a guy is, walking around, not at the counter. He's just walking around, talking to customers and whatnot. He's like, hey, how can I help you today? I'm like, hey, so please tell me that you guys have a Galaxy S10 Plus in the prism white color in the 128 gigabyte size, or even bigger than that. I don't care. He goes to the back and he comes back out and he's like, yeah, we have one in the back for you. And I'm like, great. So this phone I have to go back and return to Best Buy because it's a defective phone. Would it be possible if, I go return that phone and then I come back here and get that phone on my line and, everything be said and done and good? And he's like, yeah, oh yeah, definitely. So I go through the refund process at Best Buy. The phone is no more. I go back to Verizon. I go up to the guy and I'm like, hey, I'm back for the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. And he's like, okay, great. I'll be right back. He goes to the back. I'm sitting there waiting for a good 10 minutes. He comes back with a Galaxy S10 Plus box. I'm like, great. But the look on his face was not great. He looked very upset. And he's like, man, I am so sorry. We literally, in the time that you left and came back, we had a business deal and they bought the rest of our Galaxy S10 Pluses in the prism white. And at this point, I'm thinking, he's just messing with me. So I smile and I'm like, haha, that's funny. And he's like, nah, it's not a joke. Like, we're out. But I do have this one in the ceramic white. And I'm thinking, Heck no. This looks like a toilet bowl. It is not the Prism White that I waited for 2 weeks. He's showing me the ceramic white and he's like, I can either do this or I can check the safe in the back. He said it's gonna take 9 minutes to open up the safe. I'm like, okay, it's fine, I can wait. So I wait 9 minutes and I'm hearing like a loud commotion in the back. Like, I hear somebody cheering or like just like hollering. I couldn't tell if it was cheering or not. A minute or two later, he comes out. He's so excited. He's like, we have it. We have it. And I'm like, oh, really? I'm so stoked. I'm delighted. And he's like, yes, we have one in the exact model, exact storage, exact color, everything. Everything's good. I was like, oh my god, you are so great. He turns it on, he activates it. I download a couple apps. I make sure the apps are running good and everything's working perfectly. And then I go on my merry way. And I'm so happy because I like this phone a lot. It's a big difference from my Note 8. But yeah, so far dealing with this phone, the non-defective one, has been a great experience. It's taken a lot of getting used to, but so far I like it. I will catch you guys next time. Have a great night. Bye.